Welcome to the power of mysticism. This morning I was listening to a recorded prayer, and as the prayer ended, I found myself wanting to do something I've never done, to lie down on my side on the bed, and in a prayer position, sort of, combined with a fetal position, I suppose. And it was just a new position for my prayer to take place. I've always prayed on my knees, whether I'm at home or especially at church, where I go to a church where they have pews, and it's easy to pray kneeling down at the Episcopal Church. So it was just that after I did that, I realized that prayer can be different from one day to the next. And throughout our lives, prayer can really have an arc or whatever. It can really have a path. It can really be, if we're open to it, it needn't be the same old all the time, or just a rigid kind of prayer that was initially learned and just held on to. We can be so free and fluid with our language with God, with our um, body positions with God, with whatever we add to prayer or whatever, however it comes to us and shows up. And that reminded me of a moment in my life a few years ago. I was in Philadelphia where they have trolleys, and I was waiting for the trolley at the trolley stop. And somebody came up to me with a tract, and I usually assume immediately right off that tracts or a sign that it's a signal that it is somebody who is fundamentalist. And I caught myself going into judgment about how that person must be, I guess, that I would be superior to them. And that I would be more sophisticated or whatever in my spirituality. And I ended up writing an article about that. I was just so grateful that I caught myself doing that, that I had some self-awareness about it, because that's so untrue. When it comes to prayer, every prayer, it's as long as it's appropriate for you, as long as it matches your needs, as long as it cultivates your relationship with the God of your knowing. Every prayer is just as valid. Every experience is just as valid. So that applies not only to the different shapes that prayer might have, or the different, oh, I want to try this. I want to lie down on my side and pray. I don't know where that idea came from, but it was just the thing for today, actually. And combined with that, I just found myself not having any words with that. It was just that body posture. That was the entire prayer, and silence. I'm reminded right now of something that Saint Therese of Calcutta said. Just a few years ago, I guess, she was interviewed before her death. And of course, and she was asked about prayer, and I guess she was asked, "What do you say when you pray?" And she said, "I'm silent." And then the interviewer said, "What does God say?" And she said, "God's silent." I find that a beautiful way of praying, and that's sort of the way I experience that today. Of course, I also sometimes have petitions and so on and so forth. So it's wonderful to have a range of variety. So anyway, I'm just sharing this with you in an encouragement for the sacred moment of prayer to be exactly as you're called to, or as it shows up for you. And that's all I have for today, and I look forward to the next one.